Good evening. I'm David Knox, and I just came from my pulmonologist yesterday. um, Interesting how this went. We go there because all my neurologists say you need to establish with a pulmonologist, and we get there, and I was trying to tell the lady at the front desk earlier weeks ago when I got the appointment. I said, "Hey, I need to see a pulmonologist," and they said, "Why? Is it asthma?" No, no, it's not. And she's like, "Well, why would you need to see a pulmonologist?" I'm like, "Because I have MSA. I have multiple system atrophy." And for 5 minutes, me and this lady, it just didn't click with her what I was trying to say, that I need to see a pulmonologist, life or death. So I told her, I said, "Just put down asthma." When I see the doctor, I'll explain to him or her. And I got there because I didn't know who it was, and we got to the pulmonologist who they referred, and he's same thing. "Hey, it's asthma." Like, "No, it's not asthma." He looks at me kind of funny. He's like, "Well, why are you here?" And I said, "MSA, multiple system atrophy." And the look on his face was like, "Hmm." And we asked him if he ever heard about it or knows about it, and he says no. Never had a patient. Never vaguely recalls it being mentioned, kind of like reading over it, but never treated anyone, never seen anyone for it, and has no idea what it is. He actually looks it up while we're sitting there because, he's like, "Wow," he's like, "We don't have your diagnosis." And I told him, G90.3, I told him, sent him the document from RU Health with the diagnosis. And he's kind of, flabbergasted what it is. It's not his cup of tea. And, he's basically, well, why a pulmonologist? And, had to be blunt with him. My wife was trying to say, the neurologist said so. But that's not good enough, right? I mean, there has to be an underlying reason. And I finally told him, I said, well, cause of death for most MSA patients is pulmonary dysfunction, stop breathing or complications from like pneumonia or something like that. So I told him, I said, that's how we die. And he looked at me, he's like, "Oh," then the face got serious, it just never hit him. And that's the problem we have with MSA, multiple system atrophy, is people just don't know. Even doctors, right? The specialists, pulmonologists, specialists of the lungs, right? Like, "Hey, doc, I'm going to die from pneumonia," which by the way, I get pneumonia. I don't get the flu. When I get sick, I swear to you, I always get pneumonia. I've had pneumonia more times than the flu. It's crazy how I only get pneumonia. Apologize. I've been coughing for months too. So cough drops are kind of helping out. So, we talk about REM sleep disorder. He checks out my sleep study I had a few months ago, and it's borderline, showing possible REM disorder. It's kind of hard to see this REM sleep disorder when it's not happening, when it's not every night. The sleep test, it's got to happen on that night of the sleep test, otherwise you don't see it. So luckily he saw it, and he says, "Yeah, there are 2 instances where the muscles tensioned up," and I kind of have it on there, the test result. Which is, but it wasn't definitive, and that's the hard part. I think maybe once a week now I yell, I kick, I punch, I hit. So it's not every day. It's probably once a week now. It used to be like once every couple months or once every other month. And now it's about once every week. So, he's referring me back to my PCP, my primary care physician, for the REM disorder. He says they have to treat that. So I thought he was going to treat that, but I guess not. But he did put me on some more steroids and stuff for my lungs to get this cough and things like that. Just a regimen, some other medicines. But, that's how this is going. I can't wait to get to the Mayo Clinic, some specialists in the MSA world. And, you can't fault doctors for what they don't know. I don't fault this gentleman or the woman or whoever. I don't fault these doctors. You don't, it's impossible for you to know things are rare. You may know of them, but how many people have seen people like this? This is a pulmonologist. He's not young. Here's a pulmonologist. He's never heard of MSA. That's what we're up against. That's why I have this channel. That's why I'm trying to help out. raise awareness little by little. I got a few more videos coming up, but you know, that's how that visit went. You know, if you enjoyed it, leave me a like, give me a subscribe. That's all I ask for, so people can get more channels and see what we go through, what we, you know, give, the goods, the bads. There is hope out there. I'm just counting days. I've got less than a month till I get to the Mayo Clinic. So keep in contact. I'll keep posting. I got some more videos I'm going to post, and love you guys to death. I'll see you in the next video.